Today's episode is about extensions, additions onto your home that really enhance the way you live. The most important thing with face glazing is the weather protection that it gives you. Where the ridge arrives, we have to make sure that it arrives just below a window. And the great thing with the sunroom is you can add it onto any style of house. So today's episode is going to be about sunroom or an addition onto your house. So we're going to explore how does that work for you, how can that enhance the way that you live. What you have is a room that's actually part or is used as part of the house. It's an addition. You can have as much or as little glazing, and we have a fully insulated roof. You have a room that actually can be integrated into the way that you live and the way you use your home. So we've got fully glazed units here, a bifolding door, and then we've got face glazing. Face glazing. Face glazing is where you set the glass onto the face of the oak frame. So then you have a capping board running over the outside, so your glass takes up the whole space between the oak posts, and then you have your oak board on the outside. So from a distance, it looks like a true oak frame. But actually what you realise is this is a board on the outside, the glass trapped between the board and the oak, and what that gives you is the full maximum space between the posts to let the light in and also for you to be able to see the view. The most important thing with face glazing is the weather protection that it gives you. This is a unique system in its weather protection. Among all the systems and processes that we've tried, we find that this works the best for keeping the elements out, shall we say. So you can sit inside your sunroom, enjoy the views, and with the safe knowledge that the weather is not going to get in. So one of the things to think about is the roof and where the roof arrives. Now here we have a gabled sunroom, but also one of the most important things is where the ridge arrives, we have to make sure that it arrives just below a window. If we find that the window is lower, then we may use a mansard roof with a flat area and a lantern above, and that way you get the light cascading down into the room, but also you're not inhibiting the light shining into your window above. Another tip when you're designing your sunroom, which area of the house are you going to position the room? So you really want to make sure you're gaining the most of the view, where the sun shines, where you may sit in the evening when you arrive home from work, so you can open your doors and appreciate the space, a nice area to have a G&T or an evening glass of wine. Also, about where the doors open. You need to think, if you have young children, about where the doors are going to open, for where the children can play. Can you see the children playing in the garden? So these are things to think about the positioning of the sunroom onto the house to make the best position, the flow of how the family live or how the family entertain. I'm here with Philip and Judi. We're at Lower Reedwood Farm and we're just going to chat about the sunroom. And this has been added on to Philip and Judi's house. How do you find you use this space?
We use it probably one of the most rooms in the house actually, because it's always light, it doesn't matter what the weather's doing, it's always snug, and we can sit here and watch weather coming down the valley. It can be raining sideways and lashing down and we're still sitting here looking at everything, don't we? Watching the world go by.
I think they add a lot to a house, a lot of character. The framing, you have different styles of sunroom. This is a gable here, it's a vaulted area and really working very well. In most people's case, they've got a lovely house which we have to go in and take a wall out to create an entrance. Normally it is off a doorway that's already there, and then build the sunroom on. Sunrooms are used for many things. Here we've got one very special use. Actually have to our right-hand side here a staircase that runs down into Philip's man cave beyond.
Man cave basement.
Yes.
Because of the basement build and various engineering points around that, we ended up putting the house up and then digging out for the basement, and obviously the garden room couldn't go on till the basement was put in. So the basement got built and then the garden room sits almost on top of it. And
so that is a use for the sunroom, and the great thing with the sunroom is you can add it onto any style of house. So if you've got a stone built house or a brick built house, you can have this single story building or room running off the house which can be used for the family. It tends to become the focal point of how you live. Top tips when considering the design of your sunroom: think about which elevation of the house it's going to run off. because looking here, we've got a fantastic view behind us. So we want to make the most of that. We've got a view up the valley, down the valley and out over the paddocks. Now for you, it may be looking into the garden, looking where the children are playing, or maybe looking onto a sun area or a patio where you're going to have your barbecue and entertaining space. So really it's about which elevation the sunroom runs off. The next top tip is space. How much space do you want to create? Now there's a number of factors here. It's really the size of your house. So proportionally, you don't want to create a massive building or sunroom disproportionate to the size of your house. Also, you don't want to have a sunroom that is almost too small for the proportion of your house. And also the usability. Now here, Philip and Judi have created a space where they can sit, read, also gives access to Philip's man cave below in the basement. But you may have children and you want to create a play area for the children. You may wish to have the sunroom as a dining area, so you can have friends and entertain, or it can be an entertainment area, a space to sit that opens out of the patio onto an outdoor eating area. So there are a number of things to consider, and one of them is space. How much space do you want? The more space, the more build, the more that will increase the budget. So you need to think about the budget as well. My final top tip is really how much glazing do you include within your sunroom. Here we've got full glazing on 3 elevations, but you may find that you actually have a piece of furniture that you'd like to have on one wall, or you may have one wall where you don't want to see the view. So really it's about how much glazing do you have, where do you actually need a solid wall to put a piece of furniture, or where do you need a solid wall to perhaps disguise a view that you don't want to see quite so much. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's given you some ideas on additions that you can add on to your home to enhance the way you live. And if you've enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and please leave a comment. Let us know what videos you'd like us to make for you, the self-builders or the home improvers.